Hey, good morning everybody. This is Hammer coming at you live and direct, but I'm not on the Pacific Crest Trail. Here with my buddy, Mr. Marmalade. And this is a meetup group. This is our 4th year in a row here in San Diego, and it's a gear picnic. We get together, we talk about the trail, we talk about our experiences, we share best practices. And for some of you that don't have the opportunity to see some of this gear live, we bring it out. So I'll take you very quickly through the setup of all the gear we have. Focus today is tents, but we've got some backpacks, and we'll talk about gear shakedown. We've got a couple of thru hikers here, and people have spent many miles and nights on the trail, so great place to be. So anyway, join us. This one, firstly, this is the So Long 6. This is great. The reason I think it's called 6 is for people that are over 6 feet. It's by a company called Light Heart Gear. Single wall tent. This actually has really great breathability. I actually also did a setup video on my own site as well. So you got this awning capability here, which is really nice. Tall foot box at both ends, so again it minimizes the amount of touch points on your actual sleeping system, and especially people worried about condensation with single wall tents. Not really had an issue with this. Take a little light towel, and if it is condensation inside, just wipe it down. But great tent, and it's around about 2.5 pounds in weight, maybe actually 2 pounds and then stake, so it's under 2.5 pounds. What are you prepared to be comfortable? Now, every trip, every weekend, every long section is got a story, and I'll start with a very quick one, and that is a couple of months ago, Dirigo, we were up in San Jacinto, we were in Patchy Peak, 65-mile-an-hour winds, basically hailed sideways. Several of us had the duplex, and had a pretty bad night, but no sleep actually. So even with rocks this big on top of the stakes. This is a very popular tent. Both the brand is Big Agnes, and this is the Tiger Wall UL2. So Tiger Wall have done a really good, with this model, they've done a really good job in cutting a lot of the weight. So you see a lot of lightweight mesh. You do need a footprint, as Marmalade has his set up here. It doesn't have the poles going to the 4 corners, so you do need to stake out the corners here, as you can see that we've got it set up here. But overall, this is a great, I would consider this a great, not just a starter tent, but something that gets you used to. So what does it do? It uses a pole system. It sets up the same every day, every night. You can fit it into smaller places on the trail itself. You get some pretty good visibility, and on a clear night, you can leave the fly off and then just sleep under the stars. And again, great capability. The nice thing about this has 2 vestibules, 2 entrances. So, if it's just you or you are with somebody else, it's going to be a bit tight squeeze, so you better know and like that person that you're with if you're in that tent. Other than that, it sets up the same every time. So pretty stable in high winds. On you depending on where you are. But I think Derek, I could point out Derek, because he woke up and went like, oh, that's a great night. How did you guys do? And we're like wet little kittens, and we're kind of like crunched up in the side of the duplex. I can't be bothered. I'm not getting up to 8 times in my tent. So sometimes just having a tent that's set up in a corner that's stable is the right choice for you. So you've got a choice of looking at a tent. And then we're going to enter the Cuban village, or should I say the Dyneema fabric village. We've got a couple of tents here from a couple of different manufacturers. So this one is Hyperlite mountain gear. This is the Dirigo 2. I've done a couple of reviews on this so far. I'm still very much enjoying and liking this tent. This is what I consider a 1.5 person tent, and sets up with 2 trekking poles. It is 2 pounds, including the stakes. So Dyneema, built-in bathtub, and uses zippers. They're at an angle. Haven't had much issue with condensation like that, and there's a full review you can see on the website of that. Small places. It's a 2 pounds 6 ounces, so it's considered lightweight, right? If you want to go and start shaving the ounces down and getting into the 1 pound tent, you can go get the Pleximid. And the 1 pound Pleximid is an okay tent, but it requires a NASA degree and all the good stuff to set it up just right every time. You're never going to find a perfect lawn like this too often on the trail. So somewhere in between, you're going to find your best. So Zpacks have several tents on the market. This is the Duplex, and we'll take you along to the Pleximid. So I would say that the Duplex is a true two-person tent, and it's a palace for one person. It's only 6 ounces heavier than the Plexamid, so this is definitely a first choice for me. What's nice about it is that very airy. You've got 2 vestibules, 2 rainbow doors, as you can see here, in and out. I can actually pin this back and have completely, unobstructed view out to the mountain. Single wall tent, trekking pole, setup and construction, and once you get it down, it can be pretty rigid. They also have an option of putting what they call a flex pole system. So it uses cross poles, it uses 2 on each side, and they connect into these fasteners here, and that just gives it extra. You can actually concertina up or out and give it more flexibility. So you can raise the height of your trekking pole and have the bathtub coming up higher or lower. Again, really nice visibility, very nice venting and livability in this particular tent. It does require a little bit of practice. Repetition is the mother of skill, so you got to repeat setting it up to get the perfect pitch, right? You're not always going to have this perfect lawn area like this. But overall, very popular tent, and worth the ounces for the amount that you spend on it. Most people do, highly recommend it. The mechanics helps you on the trail, all good stuff. And then you've got a whole bunch of different single wall tents that use trekking poles. So the whole idea then is to get a tent. Okay, any questions on tents? This one is the Big Agnes Tiger Wall. So this is the Zpacks Plexamid. It is a single person tent, single entry, again rainbow style door. You can actually set up and open up that fully as well. And this requires a little bit of extra setup capability to make sure that everything pops out as well. You're going to sleep right up against the in a wall, because if you sleep too far to the back, you're going to touch the wall. Okay, this is a great tent. It weighs 1 pound and a couple of ounces for the stakes after that. It's going to use a single trekking pole design. As you say, it's like a clam. You have to get everything popping out on the back just right to give you the extra space within it. Hey, how we doing? So oh, yeah. So this is great. I use this if I want to go light and fast and have maybe a short weekend and get on the trail and do that. So the only thing you need to be careful with this is to make sure if it rains, it doesn't traverse the netting and come on inside. So again, you've got a little bit more adjustment to do. So great option if you're into super ultralight or ultralight and really want to go light and fast. Other than that, you've got a couple of options. So you could start talking about, well, what is the difference between lightweight, ultralight, super ultralight, crazy light, all those things. It's really about what they call the 3 components. You have the big 3, right? Your sleep system, your tent, your sleeping system, your backpack, okay? Anything you're gonna sleep with. And then you've basically got here those 2 components that are basically. So similar to the Big Agnes, this is another very popular brand called MSR. You can find it obviously at REI. MSR make fantastic tents. These, similar to the Big Agnes, if you want to set up camp and tent every night, the same configurations the same way, these are something for you to consider. Definitely your first entree into backpacking or even getting on the PCT. This will be a great starter tent as well. This one actually weighs a little heavier. This is the NX1. It weighs 3 pounds, so it's a little bit heavy, but the newer model actually gets shaves off about 4 or 6 ounces. So again, single entry. It's a double wall tent. What's different between this model and say the Tiger Wall is that you have the four corners. So the poles actually go out to the 4 corners, which makes it more stable. Very good breathability. If you wanted to, you could attach something here and pull it out, but it does have to pull out here. And so there's a lot of good breathability. You've got cross breeze coming in here. But again, single person, solo hiker, and you can leave off the fly if it's a pleasant evening and you want to sleep underneath the stars. And very easy to set up with a great clip system like this. So again, so you can see lots of good mesh, a little bit of visibility here. So very nice tent overall, like that. Typically I'll switch between all the Hyperlite. But again, I've taken out the Sil nylon tent as well and enjoyed that for the stars. I did a 30-hour crazy trip on the 18. I took the little guy, the Plexamid, it rained heavy on me. The REI have a have really entered over the last year the lightweight, providing both backpacks and tents and other gear for the thru hikers. So you could ultimately, armed with a credit card, walk into REI and get everything you need for a thru hike, okay? So this is the quarter dome. It's the SL1. We'll show you what that looks like. Some unique design here. We've got a pull-out, giving you inner space. Visibility or breathability above the head for the perfect place of where the breeze needs to come in while you're breathing to minimize any condensation. They got a very unique design. They've actually figured out how to give you the most entrance. So as you can see here, it's not cut across here like the Tiger Wall or having to roll that two back. So that's pretty much great for getting in and out. Again, great ventilation at the back, a huge amount of space between the inner mesh at the back and the actual tarp itself. And then this actually can be opened up. So I could roll this back to here, completely open up the front and have, you know, great view of the lake, the mountain, whatever that you happen to be on. So this guy weighs about 2 pounds and 6 ounces all in, including the footprint.
Okay.
You could make your own footprint out of Tyvek, but by the time you throw in the extra ounce and everything else, you might as well use their built-in because it clips. So MSR Hover Solo, the NX1. There's a lighter version than that now. It's around 2 pounds and sets up the same. But for £1.50, I'll take the duplex. Right? And if I know I'm going to get into some rain and stuff like that, it doesn't mean you have to have 7 tents in your one or two. Anyway, guys, just a very quick rundown on the few bunch of tents. And again, thanks to Mike for allowing me to share this on his channel. Feel free to check out Pacific Crest Trail Backpackers on Meetup, and then Wild West Pacific Crest Trail on YouTube. Thanks, man. Welcome. Great. So what we're going to do today is a couple things. This is our 4th year of doing a gear picnic. You can see the beautiful spread of food. Just kidding. It's not that kind of picnic. This is our yummy delights. Is the gear. So a lot of us have hikers with a gear problem, or we have a gear problem for hikers, something like that. But anyway, what we're trying to do today, there's so much we're going to talk to you about. What I'll do is I'll ask for any information that you're looking for. There's something that this is going to hammer. The only hammer I carry now is somebody made me one. And I hang that totem off the back of my back. So somebody 3D printed that bad boy. Oh, I'm okay with the scorpions and everything else that's out there, right? So you wake up with warts and you get bitten in the face. So you have to try it out. But we don't have those longer type tarps here as well. Sometimes we bring a tarp and maybe an inner. So it all depends on what you want.